Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of Dateline SAU, where you can catch all of the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University. I'm Cody Keppen.
And I'm Alex Ruggles. Classes were back in session on St. Ambrose University campus this week, following a week of spring break. While some students spent their spring break sleeping in, others used the time to lend a helping hand. A group of 15 Ambrosians traveled by minivan to Charleston, South Carolina with the SAU chapter of Habitat for Humanity. Workers spent time alongside the homeowner, refinishing and working on the home.
They told us it's not a hand out, it's a hand up. So it's not like we're just giving them a free house, they actually have to put a lot of work into it.
I definitely didn't realize how much work went into actually building a house and how much time it takes, because a lot of times the extreme makeover and they do it in a whole week, but it's not like that at all. So it's it makes me appreciate what I have.
The home in downtown Charlestown was 100 years old. Because of the group's help, the owner was able to move back into her childhood home. Members worked on the site 4 days in a row, much different than the group's traditional weekend construction projects in Davenport. If you want to get involved, you can contact the president of SAU Habitat for Humanity chapter, Brittany Anderson.
Every year, St. Ambrose students are challenged to look for a job to make extra money. The St. Ambrose Career Center assists students in their hunt through a variety of methods.
B Careers is our career management system here at the Career Center. It's also a job board where employers post jobs. I try and familiarize myself with those job postings, so when students come in and they're saying, I'm not eligible for work study, but I want a job. Places like Boys and Girls Club that are hiring. If they have a job posted on there, I'll refer students to B Careers and say, look at the jobs that are on there.
If you have any questions, feel free to contact Mary Oland in the Career Center. You can also look up more information online at the SAU Career Center website at www.sau.edu/careercenter.
Students were given the opportunity to explore job and internship opportunities at an event on campus this past week. St. Ambrose University hosted a pro fair Tuesday in the Rogalski Center.
We're always looking to employ new people, intelligent, college-educated, ambitious individuals, and today was a good asset. We had a good turnout.
Students used the pro fair to establish contacts with potential employers and to explore career opportunities.
Though the unseasonably warm temperatures may have led you to believe otherwise, this week's vernal equinox officially marked the first day of spring in the Northern Hemisphere. With a nearly cloudless day and temperatures in the mid-70s, spring has finally sprung on the SAU campus, bringing with it signs of life all around. With that, campus recreation will once again be offering a multitude of activities to help students looking to be more active and reap the benefits of intramural sports.
Staying active is important in general. It helps promote a healthy lifestyle, and also it's a really good way to interact with campus and to get to know people you might not. It also allows people to kind of hold on to that competitive edge from playing sports in high school that may not play anymore. And it's fun to just go out with a group of friends and do something active like that.
In addition to intramural sports, St. Ambrose is just across the street from Vanderveer Park, providing runners with another exercise option at 0.88 miles per lap. For more information on ways to get active, contact Campus Rec at 563-333-6023.
As the temperature rises outdoors, so does the temperature indoors. If you walk down the hallways of Cosgrove Hall last week, you would start to feel the warm weather. Indoors, as well as the air conditioning in Cosgrove, was broken, and students were forced to keep cool in other ways.
Air conditioning was broken, and when they went to turn it on after we picked up some warmer weather, they went to turn it on and nothing happened. So a physical plant went into work. They took a look at it, found out that there was a part that was broken, so they got the part replaced, and now we got cool air.
Before the air conditioning was fixed, students were forced to have their windows open and fans turned on at all times of the day to escape the heat. Cosgrove Hall wasn't the only building on campus with air conditioning problems. The physical plant department is working on those locations as well.
In just a 9-month time span, there have been close to 18,000 riders of Davenport City buses by SAU health science students. They are going to and from the health science building a few blocks west of the main campus. An additional 7,000 students and faculty also flashed their St. Ambrose ID for other free bus rides.
The Center for Health Sciences Education was getting ready to open in the fall of 2010. University officials had been working with the Iowa Quad State Transit to get something set up because we knew there would be limited parking there, and the university didn't want students parking in the neighborhoods, and we're going to request to actually require them to park here on campus, so wanted to provide some kind of a shuttle.
Being able to take the bus, I can get to my internship, which is part of my women's studies major.
Some places I go, I usually go to my church Sunday through Sunday because we have something to do every night. But other than that, I be going like to the mall, I go to the Village Shopping Center.
Bus stops surround the St. Ambrose campus, and routes can take St. Ambrose students and faculty anywhere along those routes for free.
Graduating St. Ambrose seniors gathered at the Rogalski Center Tuesday to purchase everything from class rings to diploma frames for the upcoming spring graduation. Any senior who missed this opportunity may purchase a cap and gown from the bookstore. For any questions regarding graduation materials, contact the SAU bookstore.
Need a place to stay over the summer? The demand for summer housing is already here, and many students are finding that living on campus during the summer can be a good option.
Most students will work in either physical plant or housekeeping. There's been people who have worked security, IT, the career center. So if you have a work-study job now that you like, talk to whoever supervises you and figure out if you could maybe work for them over the summer.
Summer housing is available in Tiedemann, Hagen, and Newhall, which is soon to be called West Hall. Students can go online to the Residence Life webpage to print and fill out a summer housing contract. Those contracts need to be turned into the Residence Life office by April 27th.
The way women are portrayed in the media was the subject of a movie screened this week by the St. Ambrose Women's Studies program. The documentary film entitled Misrepresentation challenged the media's limit and often negative portrayal of women. A reception was held prior to the screening where women were encouraged to network and share stories and ideas.
We've invited women leaders from sports teams and clubs and SGA, as well as women leaders from the community, as a chance to get together and network and give each other advice and kind of celebrate each other's achievements. And I think it's really important for women to have other women mentors, because part of what the film says is that you can't be what you can't see. But if women do see a lot of other women in positions of leadership, they're more likely to also step up to the plate when it's their turn to have a chance to be a leader.
The film featured stories and interviews of high school girls, politicians, journalists, and other professionals. If you weren't able to attend the showing and you're interested in seeing the film, you can go to misrepresentation.org for more information.
After a 38-year tenure, St. Ambrose art professor Leslie Bell has decided to retire. Bell's work has been displayed at the Figge Art Museum, Ohio State University, and various galleries across the U.S. Bell feels that this is the right time for his retirement.
Quitting while one is ahead is a good idea.
Okay.
Every class is a compact with my students. I want to deliver the goods. I want to deliver stuff to them energetically and in a focused way.
Bell has been at SAU as a student and teacher since 1965. His plans for retirement aren't too specific, but he's looking forward to an upcoming vacation to China.
It was a busy week for St. Ambrose University sports.
The men's bowling team is heading to the USBC Intercollegiate Team Championships.
And the baseball team rides some big ups and downs with some exciting home games at Modern Woodman Park.
Dateline SAU's Annie Smith will be here with all the highlights and more coming up after this short break.
Stay tuned.
I really couldn't have asked for anything more. I was, on the air 3 weeks into my college experience. Everyone around here really wants you to be successful, and it's just a great place that you can get involved in so many different things, meet great people, have a great experience, and hopefully when you finish those 4 years, you look back and have as positive a thought about it as I do. Everything just really had a big impact on who I became when I left St. Ambrose.
Following a 4-6 performance in its spring break trip to Tucson, Arizona, the St. Ambrose baseball team was ready for a home opener Sunday at Davenport's modern Woodman Park. Their opponent, preseason conference favorite, the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. In Game 1, the Bees were in a scoreless deadlock when Alex Bailing started off the bottom of the 6th inning with a single to right. Next up, Jake Fields, and he also drives a pitch to right field. And the Bees have got something going. That sets the stage for Nate Schmidt to bunt the runners along. And he lays down a good one that Iowa Wesleyan can't handle, and the bases are loaded with Bees. Then, with 2 outs, it was up to Matt Rosenberger, and he delivers. A sharp hit down the right field line. Bailing and Fields score, and the Bees go ahead 2-0 to the joy of the SAU bench and the hometown fans. Then, it was up to pitcher Zach Rolfe to finish off the 2-hit complete game victory, as the Bees take the opener 2-0. With 10 hits, the Bees threatened to score in nearly every inning, but it came down to that clutch Rosenberger hit to make the difference. Zach Rolfe struck out 7 and walked none in the win. The Tiger bats came alive in the nightcap, however, and 3 St. Ambrose pitchers couldn't stop them. The Bees dropped Game 2 by a score of 8-1. On Wednesday, St. Ambrose played host to University of Wisconsin-Platteville for a single 9-inning contest. Back at modern Woodman Park, the Bee faithful were enjoying a beautiful night at the ballpark, and the Bees were enjoying an early lead. The 6th-inning single up the middle by Alex Bailing drives in Jonathan Golden and John Mahay, and St. Ambrose enjoys a 6-1 lead. But the Pioneers stage a big comeback in the 9th, with 2 runs and the bases loaded. Levi Nye slaps this double upright to drive home 2 more runs, and Platteville pulls to within a run. The next Pioneer batter completes the comeback with a single past the drawn-in infield, as UW-Platteville rides an 8-run 9th inning to victory. The Pioneers combined 5 hits, 2 walks, and 2 hit batters in the top of the 9th to convert a 5-run deficit to a 3-1 advantage. The SAU baseball team is now 9-14 overall and 1-1 in the Midwest Collegiate Conference. Things have been looking better lately for the St. Ambrose softball team following a disappointing season last year. The Queen Bees are off to a 10-6 start, including an impressive 5-2 record at a spring break tournament in South Carolina. This week, the team hosted conference rival Ashford. We head to Assumption High School, and the Queen Bees are behind early in the first game. Aaron O'Donnell singles up the middle, but Lee Smith is gunned down at the plate, ending the Queen Bee rally. Going to the Ashford third, Christine Host slaps a double to right center, scoring 2 Ashford runners and increasing the Saints' lead to a 6-2. But Ashford is not done. A few batters later, Kaylin Ohlmeyer drives this pitch over the left field fence, capping a 5-run Ashford third inning. We go now to the 5th inning. Rachel Robinson into pitch for St. Ambrose, and Ashford's Emily Whetstone crushes a 2-run home run over the center field fence as the Saints cruise to an 11-3 win. Ashford hit 4 home runs and won in convincing fashion despite committing 5 errors in the game. Caitlin Reiser had 2 hits for the Queen Bees. But St. Ambrose got its revenge in the nightcap. Reiser again had a big game at the plate, with Sarah Frericks and Aaron O'Donnell each driving in 2 runs. With the split, St. Ambrose moves to 11-7 on the season, 1-1 in the MCC. The St. Ambrose men's bowling team has qualified for the USBC Intercollegiate Team Championships for the first time in its short 3-year history. The tournament hosts the top 16 bowling schools in the nation to determine a national champion. For SAU senior bowler Jack Urban, nationals couldn't be coming at a better time.
We're confident. We're at an all-time high right now. We took 6 at the last Tier 1 tournament we were at, and then went into conference, took 2nd there, and then at sectionals, everyone was just working together. We were on the same page, and got our goal of going to nationals.
The men's team placed 3rd at their sectional in Fairview Heights, Illinois, and now will travel to Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska, April 19th through the 21st to compete for a national title. The Bee volleyball team traveled to Florida over spring break to take on a few teams while getting a tan. In their first game, the Bees soon realized that this was no vacation as they stumble again this season. This time, the men fall to the hands of number 5 Warner, 3-1. But the Bees quickly turned their break around, defeating their next 3 opponents by a combined 9-1, with wins over Johnson, Wales, Ramapo, and Pfeiffer colleges. The men then wrapped up the conference title by taking care of business at number 9 Clark. The Bees had lost their 2 previous meetings in the Dubuque and trailed early in this one. Danjau Jodis led all players with 16 kills, while Kyle Schertz added 11. The Bees are now 27-2 on the season and ended up a perfect 11-0 in the conference. They are currently ranked as the number 1 team in the nation. This week, the Bees had 2 players named Athlete of the Week, Aaron O'Donnell of the softball team and Zach Ralph of the baseball team. O'Donnell batted .579 last week with 11 hits over 5 games for the Queen Bees. She drove in 6 runs and scored 5 runs of her own. Ralph went 2-0 on the mound last week for baseball, with a pair of complete game wins, allowing just 6 hits over 14 innings while striking out 17 and walking only 1. And senior basketball forward Mike Kennedy wrapped up a fabulous career by getting first-team All-American for the 2nd time. Kennedy led the conference in rebounding and was 2nd in scoring. He is the school's 3rd all-time leading scorer with 2,266 points and the 3rd leading rebounder with 950 boards. Kennedy helped St. Ambrose finish 29-5 overall, win both the MCC regular season and tournament championships, and grab an automatic berth to the NAIA Division II National Championships. And that's it for sports this week. I'm Annie Smith.
Thanks, Annie. And that will do it for this week's edition of Dateline SAU.
Be sure to join us every Friday and Monday evening at 6:30 for the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University.
Spring is officially here and the weather has been outstanding. College students know that spring brings the end of the semester and fun in the sun, so we asked students to tell us about their favorite thing to do in the spring.
We will leave you with their responses. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
My favorite thing to do in the spring is run outside anywhere around the city.
Just try to be outside as much as I can. Also do homework and stuff and read outside.
I really like going on walks when it's springtime.
Favorite thing to do outside is throw around the football or baseball or frisbee.
My favorite things to do in the spring is swim. I like to walk. I like to skip class, which is probably not a good thing.
My favorite thing to do in the springtime is wait for the sun to set and go on a nice evening stroll.
My favorite thing to do in the spring is to play basketball with my friends.
And I love working at the baseball stadium to enjoy the nice weather.
What do I like to do in the springtime? I like to swim.